Hi everyone, this is Athena from Courage Coaching. Thank you for stopping by today. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the narcissistic sibling. Now, in a dysfunctional family home where there is one or both parents that have NPD, there is a high likelihood that one of the children will also develop this disorder. Now, in this family system, the siblings can have certain roles that they are assigned by the parent. So there will be the golden child and the scapegoat child. Now, the golden child is the one that can never do any wrong and is the one that the parents have put on a pedestal. And this child is usually the one that also develops narcissistic traits as well. Whereas the scapegoat child is the one that always gets blamed for everything, and no matter what they do, they are never good enough. So the golden child in a family is the one that's doted on, the one that's always doing really well at school, that's always doing very well in every area of life. It's the child that the parents show off to everybody else. It's the child that the scapegoat child is constantly compared to. So a narcissistic parent will tell the scapegoat child, why can't you be more like your brother or sister? So the golden child is the one that has narcissistic traits. Not in all cases, but in most cases. Now, just like a parent who has NPD, your sibling that has NPD will have exactly the same traits and exactly the same behaviors. They will be entitled. They will need to be the center of attention. They will lack empathy and they will not care about your feelings. They will see you as narcissistic supply. They will create drama in the family. They will always back up the narcissistic parent, so they will always be on the same side as the narcissistic parent. They may have a very enmeshed relationship with the narcissistic parent. They are generally very cruel and very selfish towards you. And in many ways, they will even be sadistic to the point where they relish in your pain. And a very, very good way for you to notice how you feel around a sibling is when you actually take a break from them. So if you distance yourself from your narcissistic sibling and you notice yourself feeling better, then you know that this sibling has got toxic traits, that possibly has NPD as well. Now, it's very important to be aware that you have to avoid confrontation and also trying to have a reasonable conversation with anybody that has a narcissistic personality is going to prove to be pointless, because these individuals have got very high levels of immaturity, emotional immaturity, and they aren't able to hold a normal, healthy conversation. They will create drama. If you say something that conflicts with what they believe in, they will disagree, they will have explosive anger. So just like with anybody that has narcissism, a narcissistic sibling will do the same. They will make you feel like you are not worthy. They will exclude you from the family dynamic, especially if they see that you are the one that sees the dysfunction, that you are the one that disagrees with the general family's outlook on things. Just like the narcissistic parent, this sibling will always back up what the parent is saying. The narcissistic sibling will always be the enabler of the narcissistic parent's dysfunctional behaviors, and they will never be on your side unless, miraculously, they get to a point where they actually realize how abusive the parent is, and they actually wake up to the abuse, and they actually start to heal. Now, this is very, very unlikely, but there are cases where this can happen, but very, very rarely. Now, a narcissistic sibling, just like a parent who has narcissism, will affect your mental health profoundly. They will create anxiety, they will create stress. You will get really angry and frustrated trying to deal with them. So the best way to save yourself from this is to create boundaries and to create distance between your narcissistic sibling and your narcissistic parent. If you are the scapegoat in your family dynamic, then you will be made to feel like a stranger in your own family because you do not agree with the dysfunction that you're witnessing. It is important that you always know your limits and you know when it is time to walk away. If you see that the abuse doesn't change, if you see that your sibling doesn't take any accountability for their behavior, if you don't feel safe around them, if you can't be yourself around them, then it is time to walk away from that relationship. And yes, you will be made to feel guilty by your sibling, also by your parent. Anybody who has NPD will always create drama. They will always want to control everything and they will find ways to manipulate you. And one of these ways is by guilt tripping you, by telling you how disappointed they are in you for not being on their side, for not supporting the family, for being an outsider. But don't allow this guilt to stop you from protecting yourself. You come first. Doesn't matter if these people are your family. I know it hurts and I know it's hard to walk away from a family, but just like you wouldn't put up with this awful behavior from somebody you've just met or from a friend, you should not put up with this behavior in your own family. It doesn't matter if you're blood or not. Abuse is abuse. If you feel ill around somebody, if they make you feel like you are worthless, then you need to walk away and look after yourself. That is the end of today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you'd like to share your experience about a sibling that you have that has narcissistic traits, then please feel free to do so in the comments below the video. Take care everyone, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.